What is good? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Win with Aretha. I am Aretha, your licensed realtor here in New York. And today's video, I will be covering the National Association of Realtors settlement for sellers on how it affects sellers directly on this particular settlement. Now, the settlement does not take effect until August the 17th, 2024. However, I definitely want to address things beforehand so that way, as a home seller, before you put your property market or before you even start to look for an agent to work with, you'll know what changes has come about and how they affect you as a home seller. Okay? Now, if this is your first time here, hello, and thank you for joining me. Feel free to click that like button if you like the information you're receiving. And if you also want to see more, do not hesitate to follow me. Click that notification bell, subscribe, so that way you can be able to be updated every time I upload a new video on tips, tricks, answering questions, or any breaking news that happens in real estate nationwide. Again, I do cover quite a bit of ground, even though I am licensed here in New York. I definitely stay abreast to what is going on. So, without further ado, I will be sharing with you the information on the National Association of Realtors settlement and how it affects you. Okay. Now I'm getting this information directly from the National Association of Realtors website. I have access to a lot of information when it comes to National Association of Realtors because I am a licensed realtor with, well, I'm a member of National Association of Realtors. So I get direct information from them, whether it's newsletters, videos, updates. I get it because I am a member directly with this service. So, as a member, you have access to this website as well. You'll be able to find it on facts.realtor. But I'm just going to share what I get as well and just pull it directly from the site. So that way there's no confusion, and I'm just also going to over every single piece of information you can see on this site, as well as give you a couple of pieces of input. So that way I can just tell you in layman's terms and make it a little more understandable. Okay. So, home sellers and the National Association of Realtors settlement and what it means to you. So, as a home seller, we're aware, you got equity and you want to make sure that you make the right choices when it comes to listing your property on the market. And agents who are realtors, like myself, we go by a strict code of ethics, not from a regular licensed real estate salesperson. We go by an extra code of ethics that we do follow, and we are obligated to make sure that you are getting the right information to make the best decision for yourself. So we are a trusted source of advice, and we definitely stand ready to definitely help you navigate, because real estate is a complex process. So we definitely like to make things less complicated and simplify things. And that is the point of this video as well, because I want to make sure I simplify things, make it easy for you to understand. And I'm also able to reach out to you directly, or you can reach out to me directly, and I can definitely give you more insight and definitely explaining how the recent changes definitely affects you. Because it's again, nothing has really changed. It's just around compensation and the transparency of that. So this is just a lawsuit on transparency. Okay, so that everyone is in the know of what's going on, how these agents will be compensated, and how it comes out of your pocket. So we definitely wanted to make sure we benefit the sellers and make sure that we bring clarity around compensation and how it affects you. Okay. So here's what the settlement means for your home for you as a home seller, excuse me. So the first bullet says you still have a choice of offering compensation to buyer brokers. You may consider doing this as a way of marketing your home or marketing your listing more attractive to buyers. Reason why that is because say you want to put a property on the market, the more realtors come, the more chances of you finding a buyer that is ready, willing, and able to get you to the closing table. Now those are really key things because let's just face it, if you sold it, well, if you put your property on the market as a regular for sale by home owner, what typically happens for those for sale by owners is they get a lot of phone calls from a lot of people that just wants to walk around the property, and there are literally professional open housers. Like literally there are people out there that just literally professionally go outside every single weekend just to home tour. And as a seller, you want to avoid that because let's just face it, it wastes a lot of time, and it's also not very safe as well because I'm sure you've seen on news, different feeds, that people are definitely putting themselves in a line of danger by just having anyone walk into their home. And as a realtor, I do over 176 things to make sure that not only are you safe, but you're finding a buyer that is actually ready, willing, and able to actually get you to the closing table. My job is to sell the home, not just list the home. So that is why it's key to work with a realtor or a licensed real estate salesperson to avoid putting yourself in a line of danger and ending up on a next news headline. Let's just face it. So that is the whole purpose of definitely working with agents, because you get more people in the door that actually are able to get you to a closing table, that are serious and can be able to afford your home at least close to the asking price that you get, as well as figuring out the best price to list your home at, because you definitely want to list your price to sell, not just throw it out there and throw things against the wall and see what sticks, you know? So your agent must conspicuously disclose to you and obtain your approval payment or offer of payment that this listing broker will make to another broker acting for buyers. So what's happening here is that you'll have buyers agents and the listing agent, they are openly communicating, and you are a part of that conversation. You, when they're negotiating, you're negotiating with them. If you get an offer, you can respond to that offer, whether it's a co-offer, a denial, or just simply like, I like it, but I want to adjust the terms type of thing. These things can be discussed, and this is the point of having a listing broker and a buyer's agent, because they are equally representing each party and being fair, and they're definitely bringing the information to the table so that way you can make, as a home seller, the best decision for you when it comes to selling your home. Okay, this disclosure must be made to you in written, okay? Definitely in writing, in advance of any payment or agreement to the payment of another broker acting for buyers, and must specify the amount or rate of such payment. So if you're offering compensation, you want to have an open discussion on how much you're compensating to the listing agent and the buyer's agent, so everyone is paid accordingly and everyone knows what's going on as far as who's getting paid, how they're getting paid, and how much you're going to net as well, because that is the key of you putting the property on the market, because you want to net a certain amount so that you can pay your mortgage if there is one, or at least make sure that you have enough money to buy another property if that's your plans, or relocate, whatever your plans may be. you want to have an open discussion around that. So definitely everything in writing at this point is super crucial. And just so that way, if there is anything that's going on under the table without your knowledge, you can take them to court and it's in writing and you can hold them accountable in the court of law. Because in New York, if it's not in writing, it didn't exist. You can't bring them to court for it, and if you do bring them to court for it, that is more likely going to get dismissed simply because you don't have it in writing. Okay, so definitely that is super major on where you have things in writing, whether it's compensation, how much you're listing the property for, and this is why this is happening. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is about transparency, okay? So that way there's no guessing game and is less of a chance of you getting screwed at the end of the deal, and you're trying to figure out things on why, hey, I was supposed to get X amount of dollars. Why am I getting this amount of money? So that's why having everything in writing is really crucial, and why this settlement took place, because there was a lot of people that's not being very transparent and they're doing things under the table. So this is why National Association of Realtors took this settlement to make sure that everyone has an equal playing ground. Okay? Now, next bullet is, if you choose to approve an offer of compensation, there are changes to how this can happen. Now, we're definitely going to delve in a little more to this because this part is crucial. Because what happens is you can offer compensation several different ways at this point, which was always the plan, and which was always what's going on. Well, what the settlement does is that we make sure, like we explained in the previous bullet, is that it is in writing, it is transparent, even though it will not be listed on the multi-listing service. This is an open conversation that's happening between the listing agent and the buyer's agent. And you are a part of that conversation as before, but you have a little bit more options where you can offer X amount, or the certain percentage amount, or a fixed rate amount. And this is an open conversation that you can have on offering compensation. So that way, those buyers agents can really work in the best interest of their buyer. Only the buyer's being compensated, excuse me, the buyer's agent is being compensated, but it also affects on how they pay it, whether it's through concession or directly through closing. Okay. So you as a seller can still make an offer compensation, but your agent cannot include it on the multi-listing service. The multi-listing services are local places used by both buyers brokers and listing brokers to share information about these properties. It used to be where you can be able to put how much the compensation was for the property directly on the multi-listing service. Now that has been taken away. That is a conversation that is going to be happening, whether it's before showing the property, touring the property, or whether it's before getting to the closing table. This is a conversation that will be had between your listing agent and the buyer's agent. So that way, again, creating clarity here. We're creating a transparent playing ground where everyone knows what is happening before getting to the closing table. Okay. Your agent can advise your listing via off the multi-listing service platforms such as social media, flyers, and websites. Now, this was always a thing. I'm sure you'll be scrolling and you'll see, hey, this property is for sale, or this property is under contract, this property is closed. So you'll see that it's just, that's nothing new. But you'll definitely be able to advertise your listing and talk a little bit more about you as the seller can still offer the buyer's compensation on the multi-listing service. For example, concessions are for the buyer for closing costs. Again, that was still something that people were doing. So, you'll see more of those type of conversations via social media, things like that, to not only create transparency, but also to generate more business towards your listing. So this is definitely a good thing. where transparency is definitely being more on the forefront. And I don't know why I kept hearing this, but definitely I'm hearing 2024 has been the year of truth. And this settlement definitely shows that. Whereas a lot of people are just being more transparent and just bringing clarity to what type of relationship you're getting into, because let's face it, contracts equals relationships, whether it's a marriage or buying a property or you're going into business with someone. A contractual agreement is going to be a relationship. So at this point, creating transparency is a thing, and I love it. And you should love it too, because the more clarity you have around the relationship, around the situation, around your business deal, the easier it makes and the less risk that you have. Okay. So these settlement practices will go into effect come August the 17th. So I'm definitely putting this out here now so that way we get ahead of the game. So if that way, if you start to see agents providing or asking for your signature before even doing anything, you'll understand why. Okay. Now, here is what the settlement doesn't change. Agents who are realtors are here to help you navigate the process of selling your home and are ethically obligated to work in your best interest. That has not changed, will not change, and that is the point of having a realtor. So definitely creating a transparent conversation and creating clarity around your realtor and who you're working with, especially realtors. Because, again, like I said before, not all licensed real estate salespeople are realtors. So, you definitely want to make sure that you're understanding who you're working with, what kind of office they're working with. So, definitely creating clarity around that is definitely in your best interest, so that way you'll know the type of people you're working with. Okay. Compensation for your agent remains fully negotiable. That has not changed. And if your agent is a realtor, they must abide by the realtor's code of ethics and have clear and transparent decisions with you about compensation. When finding an agent to work with, ask questions about compensation and discuss what you would like to be offered to the buyers. Now, again, you, this has not changed. Negotiations around compensation has always been a thing, and it will not stop being a thing. And, communication is key at this point. Asking questions is not something that you should be afraid of and definitely shouldn't get upset about, because it creates clarity for you, creates clarity for that agent, and creates clarity about the services they're going to be providing you. So definitely, working with a realtor, we work with a special code of ethics that we definitely make sure that you are aware that you are the driver. Okay, you're the pilot, you run this ship. We're just the flight attendants. We're just helping you navigate and understand your risk before you make a decisions. We don't make no decisions for you. You do all the decision making. We're just saying, hey, just so you know, this might not work to your best interest, but you can do it. But I'm just telling you, it's just that type of thing. Okay. So again, that has not changed. That has always been how it's been. But this is definitely something that has been highlighted when it comes to the National Association settlement. Because clearly, if this is happening, there's been a lot of people, not there's been a lot of people that's out there just shooting at the mouth. So at this point, sorry, New York term, you're just saying things that don't necessarily be true. Let's just put it like that. Okay. So you have choices. Work with your agent to understand your full range of these choices when selling a home, which will help you make the best possible decision for your needs. And then I reiterate, you're the pilot, you're the captain of the ship. Okay, we're just navigating, we're just helping you navigate. Hey, this is the map, here's the map, here's the map, here's the map. That's what we're doing. That's all we doing. We're just showing you where you can go. You can take this route, you can take that route, whatever route you want to go. I just want to let you know it's going to get a little hairy, it's going to get a little murky there. This one's smooth sailing, so you know what you're getting into, and you can't say that the agent didn't tell you so. We won't do it. We won't say I told you so, but yeah. Yeah. So so more about these details and changes, you'll definitely be able to find them at facts.realtor, and you'll be able to see this for yourself. But I just wanted to take some time to just explain it a little bit more because, sometimes verbiage can get a little construed, a little confusing, and sometimes people don't like reading. So reading is fundamental, but listen, for those that don't like to read, you got videos. So that's why I decide just go right ahead, just do a video, make it more personable, and just make it where it's easier. Because listen, easy peasy lemon squeezy is what I like to do and like what I like to say, because life is complicated enough, so you definitely want to try to create ease for everybody, because real estate, like I said before, is a complicated process, and the easier it gets, the more people will do it. More people creating real estate deals means more equity for everybody. Everybody gets money, everybody gets paid, and everybody deserves it. I don't see why financial freedom cannot be at your hands grasp. So that's the point of me doing this video. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep it that simple. From the national. If you enjoyed this video, definitely don't hesitate to click the like button, and definitely share. Share with a friend. Sharing is caring. And the more you know, the more others will know, and the more decisions that can be made in your best interest. Okay. So definitely, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you watching the video all the way to the end. If you do need a realtor, I am your gal. Don't hesitate to reach out. If you are in the New York area, I'll definitely love to take care of you and help you personally. However, if you're in any other part of the world, still reach out to me. I can definitely be able to connect you with one of my friends that goes by the same type of ethics as I do, and is definitely is knowledgeable. So it's definitely sharing is caring at this point, and definitely the truth is key. It may hurt a little bit at first, but hey, it sets you free. So, again, as always, thank you for checking out my video, and I hope you have a lovely day on purpose.